Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to give my own take on a One Piece video I watched recently, which is what would happen in a battle between Zoro and Sanji versus Kid and Law. No hate to anyone who has different opinions, and this is my first video like this, so don't attack me in the comments, please. I'll link the video I got this idea from in the description. Of course, there will also be major spoilers through the end of Wano, so if you haven't watched it yet, maybe you should go watch the show first. I know it's really long though, so I understand if you don't want to. But anyway, let's jump in. First of all, we need to set the scene. I'm taking all four characters straight from the end of Wano, right before they set off to resume their journeys, so all four are in perfect health. This is a 2v2, so any and all teamwork is allowed, as well as splitting off into 1v1s if they so choose. I think Zoro is easily the strongest one here, followed by Law after a significant gap. Then Sanji and Kid are pretty close, but I think Sanji would win extreme diff in a 1v1 with no other factors, so I'll put him slightly above Kid. Of course, again, I could be wrong here. I don't really do power scaling. So this is just my opinions. Law and then Sanji are the most strategic and the fastest here, possibly putting Zoro above Sanji in terms of speed, but I personally think Sanji will always be faster while Zoro will always be stronger. Again, I'm basing this off of what I see as their strengths. Law can't teleport Zoro because his haki is too strong, and if you point me to the rooftop battle against Kaido, Zoro wanted him to do that, so that would have no impact on this. But I'm not sure if he could teleport Sanji. I could definitely be wrong, but I'm going to say that he can, because I'm not sure if that depends on Conquerors or Armament Haki or both, but either way that shouldn't matter. As far as we know, Sanji doesn't have Conquerors Haki, and his specialty is Observation Haki, not Armament. So while he does have the ability, I don't think it would be strong enough to negate Law's teleporting shenanigans if he tries to use it on him. The video I mentioned earlier said that one of Kid's punk hits would one-shot either Sanji or Zoro, but I don't think that's true. While that attack is certainly powerful, both opponents are too fast for him to hit from a distance, so he would have to hit from point-blank range. Sanji is too smart, fast, and skilled in observation haki to let that hit, and getting close to Zoro is dangerous since Zoro obviously is a mostly close-range fighter. It might work if he had good enough teamwork with Law and had Law either teleport him behind them or Sanji in front of him at the moment of attack, but Sanji still specializes in observation haki and could probably either dodge or warn Zoro to get out of the way. As a matter of fact, Sanji might even awaken advanced observation haki in this battle if it's really a life or death situation, which would definitely allow him to avoid the attacks as it's literally future sight. After all, if Luffy and Zoro can get advanced haki, then Sanji can too, especially if it's the type of haki he specializes in. And anyway, even if Kid somehow did get off a point-blank punk hit on either one of them, I don't think they'd be one-shot by it. Sanji, I think, could probably tank 2, if not 3 before going down, and Zoro would take at least 5. Both of them have pretty good endurance, especially Zoro, who has crazy endurance to begin with and also specializes in armament haki. And Sanji just awakened his Germa genes, so he has that durability buff now too, as long as it's turned on. The problem with Kid even getting the hit off, though, is that neither of them would let that happen, especially in a tag team match where they can work off each other like they're so capable of doing. They can instinctively pull off crazy combos without the need to strategize mid-fight or even speak to each other, as well as being used to fighting as a team. This compared to Kid and Law, who have only fought together a few times. Granted, one of those times was when they defeated Big Mom, but they didn't actually knock her out and just created a scenario where she fell to the core of the earth, and they still barely defeated her as is, even with both of their fruit awakenings. And Zoro and Sanji know each other better than anyone else, except for Luffy, who's an exception because he's Luffy. They know what the other is thinking and are always very aware of them, having saved each other multiple times. Kid and Law barely know each other and definitely don't have that bond, chemistry, or teamwork to compete with them. They can work together, sure, but not as well as the Wings, not even close. In short, Kid and Law don't have the teamwork or the compatibility to keep up with their opponents. Despite the power scaling I mentioned earlier, I can see Sanji chasing down Law with his speed and observation haki, while Zoro easily takes out Kid with a few hits, then goes to help Sanji with Law. Or all four of them just battling out at once. fighting very close together and continuously switching opponents and using combo attacks. Again, this is a tag team battle, not necessarily two 1v1 matches, so I think teamwork and playing off of each other's strengths is going to be the key here. Assuming they don't have planning time before the match, and even if they do, honestly, Kid and Law are going to have to quickly strategize mid-fight. Law coming up with the plan most likely, and Kid not wanting to listen to Law, which would also really interfere with their teamwork. While again, Zoro and Sanji can instinctively work off each other without needing to plan. Real quick, I do want to mention that yes, both Kid and Law would have very powerful awakened fruit abilities, but Haki can negate most of that, and both of their opponents are Haki specialists. So who do I think would win in this scenario? Easily Zoro and Sanji. They're each extremely powerful in their own right, but their teamwork and compatibility seal the deal, especially compared to their opponents. Their Haki would also be another huge advantage, considering Law and Kid don't focus on Haki, like, at all. They are basically fruit fighters, and like that is basically it. Whether Sanji unlocks future sight in this battle or not, I think Zoro and Sanji easily take the win here, as fitting for the wings of the future Pirate King. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you next time.